Hi, I'm Paul Hazelhurst. In this session I want to talk to you about our Staff Value Program, a program that's been designed to help business owners attract, retain, motivate and reward their staff. What we found as we work with business owners is that one of their key areas of improvement opportunity is getting their people more engaged in their business and making sure that there's very clear alignment around what they do and how it rolls up. What I'm going to do is take you onto our website, sign in as you would as an alliance partner, and then take you through the key aspects of the program. We're using the mining engineers case study again so that you can see how the program has been practically applied to a professional services business, and you can see the different parts of the development process. So let's have a look at the Staff Value Program. A program that will help you help your clients attract, retain, motivate and manage their staff. There's three key features to the Staff Value Program. The first part of it is actually surveying the business's staff. We want to find out how they feel about the business, how they feel about their role in the business, what they believe is working well, what they believe can improve, and also to get some feedback from them around their remuneration. The second thing we do after that, the second part of the development is then to actually develop the program itself. And that includes working through with the owners and the staff, agreeing the roles in the business, the KPIs, both quantitative and qualitative, and making sure that there's very clear understanding of how performance can be measured against those KPIs. The third part of it is to actually look at their current performance as a business, to work with them around what they want to achieve, and to actually structure and develop the bonus arrangements or incentive plan, which typically forms a key part of the Staff Value Program. The key features of the program are that it helps improve staff productivity, improve staff morale, it lowers the stress on the business owners and the staff. It in the long term should generate a more profitable business with greater value, is an excellent introduction to staff succession planning if a business is looking at identifying people within its organisation that they would at some point in the future wish to offer equity. The Staff Value Program can be a key part in the process for that. And it actually enables a business to be able to really reward that excellent performance, the above budget performance, in a very structured way. So that's a quick overview. Let's have a look at a little bit more detail around the Staff Value Program. In most cases, the opportunity for the Staff Value Program actually would have come from a needs discussion or a GASPA discussion. And what I've done here is I've actually inserted in this mind map here a copy of the Mining Engineers GASPA, which most of you would be familiar with. Now what I want to do here though is focus on the staff areas. And if you just look at the first section, 1.1, where we really want to know from the business owners what is it that's keeping them awake at night. We know with this business, attracting, retaining and motivating their staff is a critical issue. We also know that succession is a critical issue for them as well. This business has recently lost some of its key people, and it certainly has concerns that its growth in the future will be limited if it's not able to engage better with its staff. Another part of the growth and succession planning assessment that relates specifically to the Staff Value Program is the succession option. And if we look at this business, one of the things they wanted to do was to look at offering opportunities to some of their key staff to buy into the business. The Staff Value Program gives you a structure to make sure that you are able to identify the right people, to make sure that you do have alignment, and to make sure that your future business owners are likely to contribute strongly to the business. The third part of the growth and succession planning assessment that helps you identify opportunities for the Staff Value Program is where we start drilling into the key success factors. So some of those key success factors under 5.3 relate directly to and will lead to a Staff Value Program as being a method and process of addressing that. So make sure that you use the growth and succession planning assessment when you're working with your clients to clarify what their burning issues are
And if they are around the staff piece, then the staff value program may very well be the solution for that. So let's now look what we do next. Now, obviously, the next part of the process is that we need to convert that understanding of needs to a solution. This mind map here has been developed specifically for a staff value program solution, and you can see what I've done here is I've just summarised the areas within the business and that we've identified through the GASPA that leads to a staff value program being the solution. So for this business, just reminding you, they need to retain their good people, they need to attract future owners, and they want to improve the staff's contribution to the business. They also need to develop an effective succession plan, and one of the options they're looking for is to sell down equity to staff. So let's have a look at what we would do in that sort of situation. And the solution that we've got here is the staff value program. So just giving you a little bit of an overview on what's involved in the staff value program. Firstly, helping the business owner understand their objectives. Now, the staff value program may very well have come from some strategic planning work that you have done with your clients. So you may have done a better business program or a business life plan, and it was obvious coming out of that the business's ability to grow and improve was by getting their staff more aligned. So you may already have a very clear understanding of what the business objectives are. Secondly to that, we look at the remuneration of the business. So how are they currently remunerating their people? What is their mix of variable and fixed components? What sort of, how do the staff feel about the business? So the staff survey that we do as one of the key first parts of the program is to understand their loyalty, their motivation, their level of satisfaction and dissatisfaction, and what their plans are for the future, and what's driving them. How well can the business measure its performance, its reporting, its key performance indicators? Does it actually have key performance indicators? Is it measuring the business the way it should do to develop a high-performing business? We need to understand off the back of that what sort of reporting they have available, the quality, the accuracy, the availability of information. And one of the most important things coming out of the staff value program is developing a more effective communication platform for the business. Staff will be involved in the development. They need to be involved in the development from the very, very beginning through the survey, and then kept informed as the program develops. And in particular, once the program's launched, they then need to understand, well, how is the business performing to its budgets? So actually helping the businesses develop that communication method is critical. The development of the program also includes looking at people's professional position within the business, what sort of professional development they need, personal and skill development. So that's a quick overview on what the program is all about. What I'll do now is just take you through some of the aspects of the program that are available to help you not only promote it, but also using the information to actually show your clients what actually makes up the program in itself. So again, in this needs to solutions map for the staff value program, we've actually embedded within this map all the key information that we believe you would need to help engage with your client and help show the benefits and the structure of the staff value program. So first off, let's have a look at the marketing information. There's a marketing flyer which you've already seen part of. This will be branded in your own brand, and you can use this to support your marketing activity. Very simple, very straightforward. The actual development of the program commences, as I mentioned before, with the survey and the report. So what we've embedded in here is an example of the survey itself, which is a web-based survey. Bstar sets that up for you, and we collect the data from each staff member. It is an anonymous survey, so the feedback from the staff is kept private, and the report, as you'll see shortly, really just goes through to give them some very detailed feedback around how their staff feel about the various aspects of the business. So the one we've embedded in here is the mining engineers survey report that we use for training purposes. And this is typical of what a survey report will look like. So you can see it's very detailed, there's a lot of information. And what this does is it enables us to work with the business owner and help them understand what their position is today. So you can see in this business, there's a business with quite a wide range of staff that have been there for, some of them for up to 10 years. There's 22 employees in the business that completed the survey. And what the survey does is explain back to the business and to us how everyone feels about their place within the business. The report itself is also quite graphical in the way it explains it, and really gives you a good handle on where the business sits today and the key issues that they may have. So, very important part of the process, because we can't build an effective staff value program without understanding where the people are currently sitting within the business. Now, this feedback, when it goes back to the business, also needs to be fed back to the staff that were involved in actually completing the survey along the way. So back to the mind map, what I'd like to do now is just quickly take you through the development phase. We've done the survey, we've now got feedback from the staff and the business around where it sits today. We now need to develop the program. So one of the most important things is we need to get some basic information on the business. So we need to understand just the basics of what the business looks like, who within the business is going to be responsible for the staff value program once it's completed. Who's going to be responsible for managing it and monitoring it as the business rolls this out. We also need to understand what their current bonus incentive arrangements may be. In a lot of cases, you'll be working with businesses that have attempted to put in place some form of bonus program before. We need to understand what behaviours that's actually influenced. It may or may not have worked. We also need to understand what position descriptions do they currently have. Are they up to date? And we'd like copies of those. We also need to get an understanding of their organisation structure. So typically an organisation chart is the best way to do that. And also an understanding around their staff review process. So, do they do reviews? Are they documented? What process do they use for that? And we also want to understand what strategies are used to keep staff informed. So how well are they communicating the business's objectives and performance against objectives? So pretty simple document that we get the owners to complete and get back to us prior to the development phase. And this can actually be done alongside the staff survey being completed. What we then need to do is we need to communicate to staff. Now, there would have been some form of communication prior to the survey, and what we've done is we've documented a draft communication piece to the staff, talking about what's going to be happening going forward, and we provide that to you to redraft with your client to make sure that it's consistent with the objectives they want to achieve. Again, as I said before, it's really important that the staff are informed from the very beginning when the survey is going out, and also along the way as the program is developed. Once we've completed that, we then need to work through the staff value program workbook. And what I'll do is I'll open up an example workbook to show you how that process progresses. So this is a workbook designed specifically for the staff value program. It enables you in developing this with your clients a very effective way of structuring the staff value program. I'll just show you some aspects of this. First off, we need to know what positions there are in the business. As you can see in this case here, this is an engineering business, so therefore what we've done here is listed all of the different positions in the business. We also need to understand the wages that are being paid within the business against each of the individuals. And the reason is understanding what that is helps us understand the best structures and the possible structures for the bonus pool. So depending on how they want to structure their bonus pool, and it may be a percentage of profit, it may be a fixed dollar amount, it may be team, it may be individual. Understanding what their total business looks like, particularly from a wages cost, is critical. We then have a lot of flexibility around how we design and develop the bonus pool. Once we've worked through that, what we then need to do is we need to agree what are the KPIs that we need to agree for the business and for the individuals. And as you can see here, this is a pretty substantial business. We have multiple positions across, and what we also have is we have a number of KPIs that we have worked through and agreed with the business. So the quantitative, the ones that the hard measures that can be measured and supported by very good management information, are very clear and concise. So in this case, financial performance, new clients, delivering on time and on budget, together with qualitative, so more the behaviours or the soft measures, so effective client management, project management, governance, accuracy, quality, professional development. Qualitative are more observed and measured by observation and judgment. Quantitative are typically measured against hard numbers, whether it be a number, a percentage, or a factor of some sort. So what we need to do once we agree what the KPIs and the positions are is we then need to have our first cut at allocating KPIs to position. And this is the information we then take to the individuals within the business. So now that we've completed the survey, they know what we're trying to create. We now need to sit down with the staff and agree, do these KPIs make sense for you in your role? At that point, in this part of the development, it's critical that we are involving the individuals, the staff within the business, because it's their jobs that we're talking about. They know them better than anyone else. And usually at this point, we'll also start to understand very clearly what the role is that they do within the business and what really matters. Working through that process, what we then need to do is we then need to weight the various KPIs against the position. So this next worksheet, as you can see, shows the process that we used and came up with, so that now every position in the business has an agreed set of KPIs, both quantitative and qualitative, and also a weighting against it, so that the total weighting is 100%. That enables us to work through and actually generate an individual assessment worksheet for each person within the business that specifically identifies their KPIs, their targets and their weightings, so that we can calculate the bonus part of the staff value program. Okay, having agreed with the staff and with the business the individual weightings and the KPIs for each position, what the workbook enables you then to do is to generate individual worksheets for each person. So let me open up one of those. So let's open Sean's. And as we can see here, what we have is we have Sean's individual assessment worksheet, where we will now be able to allocate his targets, and then once the period is completed, we can also put in his actual performance against targets. What that will do is actually then enable us to automatically calculate the bonus and the performance of Sean during that period. So the workbook works extremely well and efficiently. It enables you to develop the individual worksheets automatically once you have the weighting sheets completed. One of the other really important parts of this is to make sure that there's not only a brief description of the quantitative and qualitative KPI, but there's actually a very detailed description. So what we've done in here is we've also put in a sample of all of the qualitative and quantitative factors, and also a brief description of what it includes and how it can be measured. So all you need to do in developing your program is then go through and select each component that relates to each qualitative and quantitative factor. So that's the workbook. It works extremely well. It enables you to develop the individual worksheets and the program quite efficiently. So let's go back to the mind map. An important part of the program, once it's developed, is also putting in place the ongoing management process, and the key part of that is the career development review. Again, a lot of businesses do not actually conduct performance and career development reviews with their staff. So what we've done is we've developed a good template for that. It's actually used for both performance and career development, and is the completion of this is actually a combination of the employee and the business itself. And depending on how often the business wants to do this, this may be a quarterly, a half yearly, or an annually. So we also provide them that template so that they can make sure that they're working with their people to effectively manage and develop their staff within their business, and hopefully develop greater careers for their people as well. So the program itself is fully comprehensive. It really enables an SME business the opportunity to have a well-structured program for improving their productivity, their morale, improving business performance and business value. What I'd like to do now is take you through a step-by-step guide that we've developed, which is available on the website. And this step-by-step guide actually steps us through the different parts of the development process. It's split into two sections. The first section is how do you identify and secure the opportunity. So it works through the growth and succession planning assessment process and the needs to solution mind map, making sure that you are using those processes to secure your engagement. We know they work, and if you follow them, it will work well. Giving you a brief overview of the benefits that come out of a staff value program, how to draft your engagement letter, where to find it on the website, the engagement letter itself, and the pricing. And what I wouldn't mind doing now is just spending a little bit of time on pricing. And this is the recommended fee structure. A staff value program has really three pricing components. The first component is the survey, which we're saying at the moment for businesses up to 50 staff, we charge a $3,000 fee. So that fee is charged by yourself, and it's shared 50-50 with Bstar. Basically, you don't have to do any of the development work. We will develop the staff value program, set it up in the system, and generate the staff value program report so that you can then present that to the staff. Once that's completed, you then develop the program. Either we develop it for you on your behalf and share revenue with you, or you develop it in partnership with us, or you develop it yourselves after being fully accredited with Bstar to do so. The standard fees that apply to that are a program fee of $5,000 and a development fee of $1,500 per participant or participating position. Now, let me explain how that works. So if we have a look at an example business with 10 unique positions, so it may have 20 staff within the business, but there's actually 10 positions within the business, then the fees for developing their staff value program would be $23,000, made up of the survey fee, the program fee, and the development fee. The initial invoice that they pay is for the survey and 50% of the other fees, and that's payable on engagement. So it's a highly valued program. It's a very well structured program. For a business, it's certainly a substantial investment, but it's a one-off investment that will hopefully, and if done well, will continue to provide good long-term value to their business in terms of performance, in terms of staff retention, attraction and motivation, and in terms of increased profit and value. So the payback for that investment is substantial. Okay, so look, just in closing, what I wanted to show you was a copy of a typical staff value program plan that's then presented to the business and becomes their staff value program operating manual for the future. So again, we're using mining engineers as the case study here. This is the program plan that was then presented to them and to their staff. And at this point in time, basically the development stage has finished, and the business will then be rolling this out on an ongoing basis. So what this plan does is document the whole process. So first off, an overview of what they're doing, their key goals for the business, the summary of all their employee profiles and the targets that they're trying to achieve. So what the staff receive is a copy. They all staff in the business receive a copy of this plan. It means that everyone understands exactly what the business is trying to achieve and everyone's role within it. In addition to this plan, they also receive a copy of their own individual worksheet, which you have seen an example of a little earlier. In some cases, there may be a new employment agreement or employment offer, depending on what the business is doing in that respect. They may also receive a copy of a one-page position description, which we help them draft. So it's a complete package that they then receive. In this case here, they've also been given an understanding of what everyone's role in the business is, their quantitative and qualitative KPIs and the weightings attached to it, and also the specific targets related to each of those quantitative and qualitative measures within the business. So that it's very, very clear how this business will measure performance and reward performance going on. So that's the end of the program. The staff value program itself is a very comprehensive program. As you can see, it has had great success in helping business owners gain greater alignment with their staff and improve performance as a result of making sure that everyone knows where the business is heading, everyone is communicated with regularly around performance to target, and people are rewarded for exceptional performance against plan. So if you would like us to assist you in promoting the program to your staff, to your clients, if you would like to license the program and have us train you in using it, then please speak to Bstar, to your relationship manager. And again, we wish you all the best as you add value to your SME clients. Thank you.